There once was a woman named Sarah. She lived in a small town in Ohio. Nothing fancy, a one-bedroom apartment, a second-hand couch, and a kitchen window that faced a parking lot. Sarah used to be the kind of person who talked to God like he was sitting right next to her. Every night, same 3 words: thank you, thank you, thank you. She meant it. She really did. Then one Tuesday afternoon, her phone rang. It was the Highway Patrol. Her husband, Tom, and their 7-year-old son, Leo, they were driving back from a baseball game. A semi crossed the median. It was over in 3 seconds. Sarah didn't scream at the funeral. She didn't cry. She just sat in the front row, staring at 2 caskets, and whispered to herself, "God, where were you?" That night, she went home. She opened her Bible, not to read it, but to put it in a drawer. Then she closed the drawer. Then she pushed a chair against it. She prayed for 6 months, every night. God, if you're real, give me a sign, anything, a dream, a voice, a stupid feather on my windshield. Nothing. The silence was so loud, she started to think maybe God was never there at all. So she stopped. No more prayers, no more thank you, no more why. She went to work, came home, watched TV, slept. Repeat. Her friends from church stopped calling. She didn't blame them. What could they say? God has a plan? She would have thrown a coffee mug at them. She lost faith completely. Not with a bang, with a whimper, like a candle that just gives up. 1 year later, Sarah's working the night shift at a 24-hour diner on Route 30, the kind of place where truckers drink burnt coffee and the jukebox plays old country songs she doesn't even hear anymore. She's not mean to customers. She's just empty, like a photograph that's been left in the sun too long. One freezing December night, around 2 a.m., an old woman walks in. She's wearing a faded purple coat and carrying a small paper bag. No car outside, no family with her. "Honey, can I just sit here for a while? My ride's not coming until sunrise." Sarah shrugs. "Sit anywhere. I don't care." The old woman orders a cup of hot water. No tea bag, no lemon, just hot water. And from her paper bag, she pulls out a small hand-painted candle. She lights it right there at the table. The flame flickers. Sarah stares at it, not because she believes, but because she's forgotten what a real flame looks like. "You know, my daughter died 20 years ago, bone cancer. She was 9 years old." Sarah freezes. The old woman doesn't look sad. She looks peaceful. "I screamed at God every single night. You took the only thing I loved. Why don't you answer? Why don't you fix this?" Sarah's eyes start to water. She hasn't cried in months. "One night, I took my grandmother's cross, the one I wore since I was a little girl, and I threw it into the river behind my house. I said, 'If you're real, you come get it yourself.'" The old woman smiles, a quiet, knowing smile. "Do you know what happened the next morning?" Sarah shakes her head. "Nothing. The river was still, the cross was gone, but when I woke up, I heard a song in my head, not on the radio, not a memory. It was a melody I never heard before, and the words were, 'I was silent not because I was gone, but because I was carrying you.'" Sarah's hand starts trembling. The old woman reaches across the table and touches her wrist. "He doesn't answer the way you want, sweetheart. Sometimes God breaks his own rules. He becomes silent, so you learn to listen with a different part of your soul." "But he promised, 'Ask and you will receive.' I asked, I begged. He gave me nothing." Maybe he gave you something bigger than what you asked for. You just haven't seen it yet." That night, Sarah goes home. She doesn't pray. She doesn't open the drawer with the Bible. She just lies down on her bed, still wearing her diner uniform, and stares at the ceiling. And then she falls into a dream. In the dream, she's standing in the middle of an empty field. Not a farm, not a park, just flat, dry earth stretching in every direction. The sky is gray, not stormy, just silent. She looks down. There are footprints in the dirt, not hers. They're bigger, bare feet. She follows them. The footprints lead to a small hill. At the top, a man is sitting with his back to her. He's wearing a simple white tunic, nothing fancy. His hands are resting on his knees. He looks tired, like he's been walking for a very long time. "Who are you?" He turns around. It's Jesus, but not the stained glass window Jesus, not the angry judge. He looks kind. His eyes are wet, like he's been crying, and when he smiles, it's the saddest, most beautiful smile she's ever seen. "You stopped calling, so I came here." You're real? After everything I said? After I threw you out of my life?" "I was real when you were angry. I was real when you threw your Bible in the drawer. I was real every night you cried into your pillow and said, 'You don't care.' I heard every word." "Then why didn't you answer? Why did you let me suffer alone?" And then, this is the part that breaks her. Jesus does something no one expects. He stands up, he walks to her, and he kneels down right there on the dry, dusty ground. "Because you were asking for a miracle to fix your past, I was giving you a miracle to change your future." He touches her forehead, and suddenly Sarah sees flashes like a movie playing behind her eyes. She sees her son, Leo, laughing, running through a field of wildflowers. She sees her husband, Tom, young again, waving at her from a porch swing. Then she sees something new. A hospital room, a baby girl with Tom's eyes and Leo's little nose. A nurse hands the baby to Sarah, and Sarah is smiling. "You will see them again, but first you must live. Not for them, for me, and for the ones I am about to give you." "I don't know how to believe anymore. I don't even know if I can." "Then don't believe. Just sit with me. That's enough." He sits down on the dry earth. She sits next to him. The gray sky slowly turns pink and gold, and for the first time in over a year, Sarah feels peace. Not happiness, not answers, just peace. Sarah wakes up. Sunlight is pouring through her blinds. Her pillow is soaked with tears, but something else is different. She looks at her nightstand. The drawer, the one with the Bible, is open. She never opened it. She gets up, walks over. Inside, the Bible is flipped to a page she never marked. Psalm 34:18. "The Lord is close to the brokenhearted." Sarah sits down on the floor. She doesn't pray, she just holds the book. And for the first time in a year, she whispers, "Okay, I don't understand, but okay." She didn't get a sign. She didn't get a vision while awake. She didn't get her husband and son back, but she got something she didn't expect, the knowledge that the silence was never empty. 6 months later, Sarah is working at a different diner, but this time she's the manager. And every Sunday afternoon, she volunteers at a foster care center in Columbus. There's a little girl there named Elena, 3 years old, big brown eyes, and when Sarah holds her, she remembers the dream. Sarah still doesn't have all the answers. She still has nights when the silence feels loud. But now she knows something she didn't before. When God is silent, He is not absent. He is carrying you. Even when you stop believing, He never stops coming. If this story touched your heart, share it with someone who's walking through their own silence. And remember, you don't need perfect faith. You just need to sit with Him.